Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this brief presentation on a subject that I think will be enlightening. Only one mind. That's the subject. I'm Dr. Cecil Cockerham. So let's get into the subject today of only one mind. In dealing with our conscious awareness, we have often believed that we have two minds. We have believed that we have our Christ mind and that we also have a carnal mind. You see, we have words that we have interpreted incorrectly. However, if we saw a person with two heads in the natural, we would call that a freak, would we not? In religious teaching, we have embraced a freaky idea of having two minds because we have interpreted Romans 8:7 incorrectly. Now, that's just the truth. The mind governed by the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so, for the sinful nature is always hostile to God. Now, in dealing with our conscious awareness, we have often believed that we have two minds. We have believed that we have our Christ mind and that we also have a carnal mind. You see how we've interpreted that incorrectly. So we have believed a lie that is not true. We only have one mind. However, if we saw a person with two heads in the natural, we would call that a freak. In religious teaching, we have embraced a freaky idea of having two minds because what we have incorrectly interpreted Romans 8:7. Now, we can definitely have our lower thoughts and vain imaginations, which appears though we have another mind that we're drawing from. You see, that's how we believe that, because we are believing we're drawing from another mind. Now, when we engage in the lower fleshy thinking, we're actually inverting our Christ mind in our awareness and using it destructively rather than productively. And that's how we have evil in the world today, is because of this inversion, believing that we have this carnal mind, this evil, and we're planting those seeds, and they're bringing forth a garden of destruction. Actually, there's destruction worldwide going on now. But we can plant seeds of truth in the garden of our awareness, or we can sow inverted seeds, which are lies, into our heart awareness. As a man believes in his heart, so is he. That's a scripture that I have been harping on for many years now. See, it's what you believe is what you're actually doing because you believe in that. To invert our one mind would be to set it on the things of the flesh in our awareness rather than allowing it to be what is. And what is to set things of the spirit. Now, this is exactly what Adam did after knowing that he was in the image of Father. He inverted those thoughts into thinking he could do now something to be like God, which he already was in the image and likeness of God. See, he was already what he thought he needed to become. He was already in the image and likeness of God. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is the inverted thinking of the tree of life. I must state that again. The tree of knowledge of the good and evil is the inverted thinking of the tree of life. It is judging by the realm of appearance rather than judging and discerning from within. The kingdom is within. That's what Jesus has said. Jesus himself told us, what did he say? Judge, not to judge by seeing of the eye, nor hearing of the ear. He said that we are to judge righteous judgment. And remember, Jesus himself was tempted in this area just as well, yes, as you and me. Yet he only did, and he only said what he saw and heard from within what his Father was saying. Intellect, let me say this here, this is important. Intellect alone, reasoning all by itself, or logic, yielding to our Christ mind, is an inverted form of our own one mind. This is why it's not the renewing of the mind, but it is the renewing mind. See, there's a difference. There's a difference, which we put on or plant into our awareness. The words of and your are not in Romans 12:2 in the original text. See, sometimes if we don't get to the original text, then we have a misconception of what that scripture in Romans 12:2 is saying. And therefore, we have believed, and we have now believed a gross duality to believe that we have more than one mind. It is also a great hindrance when desiring to bring our focus into a heart coherence and subjectively experience who we have always been. We have always been one with the Father, and we have only one mind. That's it. And that's what we're about in this presentation. There's only one mind. Now, we can definitely have lower thoughts and vain imaginations that appear as though we have another mind. See, it appears that we have another mind, as though we have another mind that we're drawing from. When we engage the lower fleshy thinking, we are actually inverting our Christ mind in our awareness and using it destructively rather than productively. This is so important. Are we using an inverted belief system that's bringing about destruction that we see so prevalent in the world today? Because we have this inverted belief system that we have a carnal mind. We can either plant seeds of truth in the garden of our awareness, or we can sow inverted seeds, which are lies, into our heart awareness. Remember, as a man believes in his heart, so is he. Or guard your heart above all things, for out of it flow the issues of life. So, do we see issues in life that are destructive today? Yes, we do. But it's because we have not understood and believed and received that we have just one mind. To invert our one mind would be to set it on the things of the flesh in our awareness. So would you think that maybe it's what's going on today, rather than allowing it to be what is? So what is? It is that we're to set our mind on the things of the Spirit. Now, even though it appears as though we have two minds, it is only due to the lack of abiding consistently within. Jesus said the kingdom is within. And within the kingdom, there's everything that we need for life and righteousness. It's all in there. So this is gross duality to believe that we have more than one mind. I have to state that one more time. It is a gross duality to believe that we have more than one mind. It is also a great hindrance when desiring to bring our focus into a heart coherence. And you might want to look up the word heart coherence. There's a lot of good information about that subject. And subjectively experience who we have always been. Who we have always been is one with the Father. There's only one mind. And that's what we have got to grasp, believe, and receive from this lesson today. We have one mind. We have the mind of Christ. What is have? It's the past tense. If you have it, then you have it. I have something in my hand here to advance what we're doing in this program. I have it. It's in my hand. It belongs to me. You see what I mean? You and I, we have the mind of Christ. So as I always say, as I end everything, just, well, be blessed today. Why? Because you already are. Bye-bye now.